Hey guys, okay, so I know I made a video a while ago saying that we were moving. And we were, but then we decided we were going to stay and just deal with it. But I guess the couple that we were renting from, they got a divorce, and so the wife has to sell the house by the end of the year. So we really officially are moving. Not sure where to yet. We did put in applications last night, and we're all crossing our fingers that we're going to get it, but we don't know for sure yet if we have it. We'll probably know tomorrow, so, but we are moving no matter what. So, I'll have a few more videos in this house, and then I'll have a new video in the new house, and I will do a video tour for you guys, because it is awesome. I got the hiccups, I'm sorry guys. So, this is going to be kind of a short video, but I wanted to kind of let you guys know what's going on and give you your movie of the day. So, we're moving. That's stressful. I already have... Okay, so I don't want this video to be all dreary and stuff, but I'm going to share it with you guys because I know that there are some people out there that have this problem and it may help you. So, I have PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, which is anxiety that is triggered by things that remind you of whatever traumatic situation happened in your past that caused you to have this anxiety. Mine was caused by my mom was in a first marriage and he was abusive, not only to her but to me. And I remember a lot of it. And so that's mainly where mine stems from. And then I've had a few things happen since then. Like, this May, my mom had a really bad seizure and she died right in front of me and I had to revive her. And that was traumatic. And so not only did that send me into a complete panic attack, the first one I've had since middle school, but it added to it. I also have what they call CHADS, and that's childhood anxiety disorder. Also, again, mainly an anxiety that is triggered by things that remind you of your childhood, which can be anything. Like, I had times my whole life that, because one of the things that my birth father liked to do was, whenever he came home drunk and my mom didn't have dinner ready, he would come stand over at my crib in the dark when I was tiny and just scream in my face to wake me up so that she would have to deal with me all night. Now see, I was tiny. We shouldn't remember these things. And we don't remember them visually. But it leaves kind of a terror in you that your mind still remembers, your body still remembers those things. So anything that triggers it will send you kind of into an anxiety attack. And so for the longest time, I couldn't sleep in the dark. I had to have a nightlight till I was 14. Because I would see faces in the dark. And I still to this day, when it's pitch black, my mind will naturally create faces and shapes and people in the dark. And it freaks me out. But I'm coping with it. You've got to cope. That's just how life works. Lately, though, since my mom had her seizure, my anxiety's been getting a lot worse. I've been having more panic attacks. Things have been happening. It's just been crazy. And so I think I'm going to go into counseling for a little while to kind of help control it. But, I mean, I have my whole life been able to control it with just deep breathing treatments and just talking to people, not keeping everything in, talking to my parents, things like that. You know, I've been able to hold it together this long. But tonight, I had a pretty severe panic attack. And see, we got my dog that I've shown you in past videos, and we got her certified to be a service dog for anxiety and my heart condition so that she knows when that's going on. Well, she wasn't with me, I was alone. I had just gotten off work. And some guy was parked in the middle of the road. I came up behind him and I was like, why is he in the middle of the friggin' road? And his car door was open. And so he kind of like waved me, kind of like to go around. So I went to go around, and then he comes up to my window while I'm stopped at the stop sign waiting to see if I can go around him. He came up to my window and he said, there's a man in my back seat that we believe is on drugs that has been beating me and my friend the whole time. He has smacked me twice. And I was on the phone with my mom at the time. And I said, hold on, Mom. And I said, well, at first he said, do you need help? And then he started telling me these things. And I looked over. And the minute I looked over at that car, I I saw what the man looked like. He looked right into my eyes, and then he punched that lady so hard in the head, she passed out right there in the front seat. And so that minute I said, Mom, gotta go, emergency. I hung up, called 911, pulled around the corner, and parked. And at first, it didn't freak me out. But then, literally within seconds, which this never happens because cops never show up anywhere, but there was a cop that had already pulled somebody over down the street. And so the second this guy put out the call on him, and I didn't know if there was weapons or anything, they were all there. There were 8 cop cars, like 20 cops, because some of them had 2 cops in there. And they all jumped out at once, running towards that vehicle. The dude got out of the car and booked it. And since he saw my face, I was freaking out thinking he was going to come for my car. And then I started having my panic attack because they tased him. And because they kept yelling, get on the ground, get on the ground. And he wouldn't. He kept trying to run. So they tased him. And I've never seen somebody tased in real life like that before. That was terrifying. And when they tased him, he got up and kept trying to run again. And he was hitting cops. He was beating up cops, threatening people. And so I watched, and his finger went like this and pulled that trigger 6 or 7 times. And that guy was still going. So he had to have drugs in his system. And he was hitting cops, beating on cops. Finally, a cop took him down to the ground and held him down. And this entire time, from the second he got tased until my grandparents came to comfort me, which was like 15, 20 minutes later, he was screaming obscenities like, and if you don't like bad language, then click away now because I don't edit my stuff. But he was screaming things like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You can't fucking do this to me. And then when I get out, I'm coming after your family and I'm gonna kill every single one of them. And Satan's gonna kill you. And he was just off the wall. And then the one thing that really freaked me out, that sent me I exploded, was he said, you told her to call the cops, didn't you? You told her. She called them. And so I knew right then that he saw me. He knew I called on him. He knew I was there. And so I'm freaking out thinking, please do not let him go. He will run for my car. I'm flipping out. And then it automatically put my body into defense mode. And I started having my panic attack, which will make my heart race severely. And I already have a heart condition. And forgot my heart pill this morning, so it was great. I hyperventilate. I end up not being able to breathe very well. My head gets all light. For any of you who have hyperventilated before and caused this, it kind of pulls it on your temples and gives you a headache. For me, it tightens every single muscle in my body, so it made my hand kind of turn into like this claw that I could not move. My whole body went numb. I feel like I was going to pass out. My legs were just shaking. And so I called my grandma and I said, I need you here immediately, told her where I was, and then hung up the phone. And then after that, I just couldn't dial. My hand was too clammed up. And they came and helped me out, helped me calm down, got that under control. But I was still shaking like a leaf, so they had to drive me home because I couldn't drive. But they did get the man under control and got everything dealt with, but I've just never seen anything like that, been through anything like that. That was terrifying. I've never done that. And then to have that panic attack because it was just triggered by a lot of things, you know? And the other thought that ran through my mind, what if he does have weapons and I'm going to watch someone die tonight? He's going to kill somebody. I honestly don't know what I would do if I had to watch somebody die, especially in a way like that. I mean, I watched my mom die right in front of me, and that was traumatizing enough, but to see somebody like get shot or stabbed or something like that, I don't know what I would do. It would probably literally send me into a week-long anxiety thing. And I already know because I keep seeing it replay in my head over and over and over. So I already know I'm going to have nightmares about this. I'm going to have a really hard time going anywhere alone. Especially because I was coming back from work. I was alone. I didn't have anybody with me. And so it's going to be hard. But I will cope. I will figure it out. It just... And I haven't had one like that since my mom's seizure in May. So it's been a while. I thought I was doing good. And then it just... Because I've had like mini panic attacks. But this was full on. I almost passed out in the car. My heart was racing. Like, it was really bad. Sorry, guys. Message. So, I don't know. It was freaky. But for people that have this problem, I will tell you right now, the best thing to do in that situation is to breathe in through your nose really slowly and then out through your mouth really slowly and do that 5 times in a row. And it's because, and see, my mom's counselor and my doctor told me to do this because you only get 50% oxygen through your mouth when you're breathing. When you breathe through your nose, if it's not stuffed up, like mine is right now, you get 82% oxygen. So you're circulating more oxygen into your lungs, and it will relax your body, slow things down. that will keep you from going into a full-on overblown panic attack. I was already there, so I couldn't slow it down. But, so that is a tip to help with that if you ever come across that, because that can be terrifying. It can happen. And gosh, I live in freaking St. George. Like, you would think crime like that never happens here. And I haven't personally seen any crime like that. Like, I mean, there's been some creepy things happen, drug bust, things like that. But I've never been right there. I have never seen it, heard it, been part of it. It was mind-blowing. Like, it literally, not even kidding, if you watch Cops, when the cops are all, get down on the ground, and they're tasing them, and they're jumping on them, that's how this was. This should have been recorded and put on Cops, because this was the real shit. The stuff you see on TV, but right in front of me in my neighborhood. And it's, oh, guys. Anyways, so that's tips to help with that. That's also letting you in on what I've gone through this last little bit. That on top of moving right now and just everything, oh, it's through the roof. But I got lucky. I have family around. And my uncle was at my grandma's house at the same time too. My uncle and my 2 cousins and everybody. Our family may have issues. We may not always get along. But my Uncle Gary too said, do I need to go down there? What's going on? Do I need to go help? Like, any of them would have been to my aid in a heartbeat. So that's really, you know, that's the kind of family you need. Okay, I said it was going to be a short video and it turned into a long one. So your video of the day, let's see, movie of the day, what am I going to do? You know what, I'm going to do Children of the Corn, but I'm not just going to do the one because there's so many horror movies out there. Children of the Corn 1 through, I think there's 5 or 6 of them. I want to say 5 or 6. Maybe even more. But all of the Children of the Corns are really good. The first one is my absolute favorite, but the rest of them are pretty good. And they do have a, like, updated version of Children of the Corn, the first one. Any of them are good. I liked all of them. I watched all of them. They are a bit more kind of on the cheesy / creepy / gory side because it's a Stephen King thing. If you haven't read any of the books by Stephen King, you wouldn't know, but it's a Stephen King movie. And I love Stephen King. I read every single Stephen King book that was in our school library. So that one is a really, really, really good one. He did good. Stephen King does creepy stuff. So it's, I mean, it can get crazy. There is one scene in it where I think they're, like, having sex. It's like, I don't know, it's weird. But it doesn't, like, show anything. But it is creepy, so word of caution to that. But it's good. They're really good. Good Halloween ones. The books are also really good. Read the books. Amazing. So yeah, it's your movie of the day, books, anxiety, me, like, venting to my camera for a little bit of help. Like, I'm wiping my eyes because I cried earlier, but I still kind of am on the verge all day. Like, I get that burning sensation in the back of my nose that you get when you want to cry, and then it burns through your tear ducts. Like, I'm getting there right now. Like, it's just, and every single muscle in my body is tight because it tightened up with that, and so now every muscle hurts. Oh. Anyways, thanks for letting me vent to you guys. Like this video, subscribe to me, share, comment below. Let me know if you guys have these things and if this helped at all. Anyways, yeah, keep an eye out for my other videos and watch Children of the Corn. It's amazing. Okay, well, sorry for boring you. That's all for tonight. Bye, guys.